Hi everyone, Jaime Kalman Chipko here with Inspired Healing and Awareness, and I just wanted to drizzle a little bit of Jaime Magic on you today with a follow-up video to another video that I did a while back about the power of intention and an intention-driven life experience. And I wanted to focus in on a unique aspect of that topic, which is that you have a conscious intention and a subconscious intention. Okay. And they don't always work together, but you can actually have them work together and then allow the conscious intention to be the one that you're putting out there into the universe. Let me explain a little bit what I mean, and I'm going to give you an example from my own life to just help flesh this out for you as well. And my intention for talking about this interesting dynamic between your subconscious intention and your conscious intention is that you get to really stand in your yeses and your nos from a more powerful place because you understand the motivations behind your intentions. So you really understand the intention that is informing your actions, right? So, and why is that important? Because you don't have to apologize as much when you just really own your intentions. But sometimes it's hard to know what they are. Okay, so here is an example. Okay, so, we all understand the law of cause and effect, right? There's the universal law of cause and effect. Now, what we don't always understand is that it's not just our behavior that creates the effect. It's actually the thought that drove the behavior. So the thought that you had created a feeling in your body, and the feeling influenced the behavior, which then was the cause. And then there's the effect or the consequence of whatever actions you took, right? So if you find that, sorry, my computer's beeping at us. Maybe I can turn that down. Hopefully I don't, shut down other things that are important to us. So if you understand that when you take an action, that you are clear about why you're taking that action, if you're clear and you're good with it, that's like a conscious intention. For example, my intention right now is clearly to help other people feel that they are empowered, meaning that they have choice about how they show up in the world. And my intention is to share information that helps you live more peacefully, positively, and purposefully, because I'd love for you to feel more engaged in your life and in your world from a place of flow and from a place of being at choice, right? So, and I love to learn, and I love to learn from some of my mistakes, which I'm going to share with you right now. So here's an example of when I bumped into a subconscious intention and I thought that I had a conscious intention. And here was the mix-up, and here's how I cleaned it up. Okay? All right. So a little while ago, there was a bit of a kerfuffle in my world. I had some people in my life who were having a conflict. Okay? There was a disagreement, and then a heated conflict came about as a result. And as I was kind of in the middle, right, trying to moderate this conflict between these two people, I was watching it begin to play out on social media. And one day I had, logged onto Facebook, and I saw a post from person A, we'll call them, that I felt was passive aggressive towards person B in my life, right? And so I sat with it for a minute, but I felt all my emotions kick up. I felt my body get hot, my heart start to race. I started to get that, fight or flight instinct kind of kicked in, and I rattled off a post myself that I consciously was like, I want to create peace between person A and person B. That was my conscious intention, right? I was like, I would like to smooth this over and create peace. But so hold on. So I wrote a post that I thought spoke to, the importance of forgiveness. And I posted it. It even got a like. Someone actually liked it in like the 30 seconds that it lived online before I took it down. The reason I took the post down, even though it was in lovely spiritual language, and, on the surface, to anybody on Facebook who didn't understand the motivation for me behind posting that comment, was they would have thought, oh, what a lovely comment. Yes, forgiveness is the ultimate self-care. That's lovely, right? Lovely statement. Where I was coming from with it subconsciously was not so lovely, actually. And it was definitely not from a place of forgiveness. And it definitely didn't support my conscious intention of creating peace, or at least holding a vision of peace for person A and person B. What was really going on behind the scenes for me when I paused and took a look at it, because I asked myself, do I want this to live out there? Because I know where this is coming from. And what I'm seeing and observing in myself is that that post that I wrote is actually, it's passive aggressive in its own way. It's just coming from a place of spiritual ego, right? So here was what I looked at. I looked at, okay, what is your intention in posting? Is your intention to create peace really? Is it really to do that? Because if so, that's not the energy. And here's the interesting thing about a subconscious intention. My subconscious intention in that situation, you guys, was I actually was trying to make person A be accountable for the fact that I felt they were being passive aggressive, and I was trying to stick it to them. I was trying to show them that they were wrong, that I was right, and that they should be more forgiving and more peaceful. And my conscious intention for wanting peace was undermined by my subconscious intention of hoping that person A saw their mistake, right? Well, that's fine. That's fine. But if you're really trying to live, in a way that is truly, untethered by these ego conflicts and these ego dramas, and you're really trying to come from a place of love, and you're trying to come from a place of unconditional love as much as possible, then that's not enough. It's not enough to be like, okay, right? So what I did was I took that post down, and I sat with my feelings, I sat with my thoughts, and I said, okay, the subconscious intention of wanting to make person A wrong and to have that person see that they were wrong by way of this passive-aggressive post wrapped in a spiritual, flowery vernacular, that's not going to fly. So instead, I'm going to get in touch with my true intention. My true intention is to listen and to invite people to listen to each other. So I wrote a very vulnerable, very honest post, and it was really about, catching ourselves in these wonderfully imperfect moments, which are perfect learning opportunities. They're great learning opportunities when we mess up, right? So I didn't beat myself up for having a spiritual ego and for letting it go. I just cleaned it up. I just cleaned it up as quickly as I could. So just keep in mind that the subconscious intention, okay, so the subconscious motivation behind what you're doing, that is actually the creative energy. That is what you are going to put out there that you're going to have come back at you, okay? So how many times have you guys experienced this where maybe you sent a letter, posted a tweet, commented on something, did something for someone else, or, and it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to? Well, it's a really great opportunity to look at that result. And if it was a result that you're not happy with, be as honest with yourself as you can and really get in touch with, well, what was my real true intention behind doing this? Like, let's say, for example, that you throw a baby shower for a friend of yours, and you go all out for it, you do all of this stuff, and maybe your friend didn't really want that, and maybe they told you that. Maybe they were like, I just want to get together with a couple of friends. I don't really want to do anything super duper. But you wanted so badly to show this person how much you care about them and what a great friend you are and how awesome you are that you threw this big lavish thing, and then your friend was kind of like, Oh, it's okay. And here you spent all this money and did all this work, and you're like, why isn't my pregnant friend thrilled with what I did for her? Oh, she's so ungrateful, right? And then you start to spin out. But if you were to back up and take a look at, well, what was your intention with throwing that shower? Was it really for her, or was it for you? Right? Or anytime you've seen, I watch parents do this with their children all the time, like throw these big birthday parties for their kids that sometimes their kids don't even want, and then the child has a meltdown and the parent is all angry. They've just spent thousands of dollars on this lavish birthday party and now their child's having a meltdown. Where did all that unconditional love go? Right? They're like, oh, you ungrateful 4-year-old. So I just want to invite you, take a deeper look, go one layer deeper and really check in with yourself. What is your motivation behind what you're doing? Sometimes, you know how they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Man, have I seen that prove itself right in my life. I have shown up in my life where I tried to help or be helpful and it blew up in my face and I thought, God, I was just trying to be helpful. But when I really looked at why I was doing something, I had ignored certain cues that I felt that was like, this isn't a fit, but I wanted to be a good person, right? And so it was like, and it's not that was a bad intention. It's not a bad intention to want to be a good person, but is it an authentic intention, right? So if you just start to notice, it's the subconscious intentions that actually you're going to see show up. The result is connected to the subconscious intention. So my example of the Facebook post, I had a conscious intention of wanting to begin to smooth waters between two people, but my subconscious intention was to make somebody realize that I thought they were wrong. And if I'd let that post go up, and if that person A had seen that post and internalized it, my subconscious intention would have been the one that had real creative power. And that would have been the result that I would have seen. So I went back, I pressed pause, I rewound, and I reconnected with a conscious intention that felt true for me, that really felt peaceful, that I was like, that's the result that I want. That's what I'm trying to create here. So lining up with what would you really love to see happen here? That's peaceful, right? So I invite you to practice that today. Take a look at, what's the energy behind your actions today? What is the energy behind, some of the thoughts and feelings and actions that you are engaging today? And you are always at choice to, if you start to notice that you're not coming from an authentic place or from a place that you want to come from, you can change that. You can choose to see that differently, and you can set a new intention and move from there. So create with intention today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.